Alright, picking up where we left off, just built the space elevator. Let's go... Oh, guess we got the hauler coming in for a landing. Let's go take a look at our objectives for Tier 1. Okay, base building, that's a huge one, as is logistics. Field research, oh yeah, okay. So the MAM is a structure which will let us start researching things that we found around the world, such as those power slugs, the Somers Loop and Mercer Sphere, as well as a bunch of other things. So that's definitely something we want to get. And then base building and logistics are basically a necessity to start building factories properly. I guess let's start with the first one. Why not? 200, 100, 100. Okay. I guess, first of all, I've got plenty of concrete. I might as well see what else I can grab. Alright, 183. Okay, got enough iron rods to finish that up. Oh, I already have plenty of plates in my inventory, so can certainly trigger all of these. Here's something starting out here. Oh, it's because it doesn't have something that can consume all of its output. That's okay, compared to lacking input. Alright, so let's add in that concrete, and then plates and rods. Oh, I guess that's gonna be like 5. There we go.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Boy, Ada sure is a lot more ominous in the 1.0 version. Oh yeah, of course I put the space elevator right in the path of one of those sky mantas. Oh well, we can always move it. Alright. Logistics. Wire. More rods, more plates. Very, very close on rods and plates. Probably craft some of those rods by hand, actually, because they're running so slow over there. And good on wire. Nice. But yeah, there's probably only like 30. Okay. So close, but this one keeps shutting down, so I might as well just steal all of its ingots and make a little bit more by hand. Once we unlock base building and logistics is when... Oh, here comes the freighter. I do love watching that thing land. Nice. Ah, okay. Yeah, get a nice alert for it. But yeah, once we unlock logistics and base building both is when we want to start thinking about properly designing a factory, actually laying things out, actually thinking about ratios. And yeah, I figure I might as well just turn all of these into rods. And I think that will... Oh, a little behind on plates, of course. Okay. I am having some weirdness with my Steam controller input, hoping that's not a problem that sticks around. Alright. Got some more plates, should be good to go on logistics. And then on to research and unlocking the MAM. Looking good on biomass still, everything's backed up. Well, okay, except for these. I guess let's see. Still got a lot stored in both of those though, so I'm not really worried. Alright. Let's dump in plates, and then rods, and then wire.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in, visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out, feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Wow. It is so inspirational. I feel energized. Alright, let's actually take a look at next. Okay, screws, which I do not have automated. 300. Oof. 300 wire. Okay. Yeah, now we're getting into the territory where the rate at which I'm making things is going to be challenged. Yeah, tier 2. So, once I get the chainsaw, it becomes a lot easier to gather biomass, as well as allows you to clear out obstacles like trees that you normally can't remove, and makes building a factory a lot easier. But I think we're going to have to start building something properly before then. Okay, 300 screws. That's going to be the big one, I think. I'll probably be way behind on wire as well, but let's see. And you're running fast enough that you won't get backed up. Oh, I see. My inventory just needs a sort. There we go. Oh, I can already make plenty of screws, actually, so I'll just let that run for a sec. Alright, perfect timing. Let's get that dumped in. Need more wire and plates. Alright. Okay, fair bit of wire. And I probably... no, of course I don't. I should be able to make some plates by hand. I know I'm relying a lot on handcrafting this early on. It's just a little bit simpler than trying to optimize this very early starter factory that I know I'm going to tear down very, very soon, hopefully. Okay, should be good on plates. Yes, indeed. So now it's wire, and because you're backed up, I can steal some and make it myself. Yeah, it's amazing how quickly the biomass situation turned around once I started actually processing it a bit, instead of just putting the raw materials in. I haven't thought about gathering biomass in a while, and am doing just fine. Alright. What? Well, I've got enough for the milestone, but I figure I might as well process all of it. Alright, let's get that delivered.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Yeah. Alright, well, the MAM is a very important structure, so let's look at building that. Gonna need reinforced plates. So that's screws and iron plates, if I recall. I think it was 3 of those that I needed. Which means I'll need some more plates. Let's double check that. 5. 5! Alright. It is nice to be at a point where I can, well, you know, more or less just grab things that are pre-made. Not quite true. Have been doing a lot of handcrafting still. Alright, I can make 5. Cool. Let's get that MAM built. So yeah, this is a little standalone bench, much like that equipment station over there. And yeah, let's get some research done. Okay. So yeah, we can research different types of organisms on the planet. Yes, alien technology, Summers Loop Mercer Sphere, and SAM, which I haven't found yet. Oh yeah, gosh. That's the re-entry, Sonic Boom. Well, let's go ahead and grab everything from here, which we can hopefully be researching, and see what we have access to. Alright, let's research the hog.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Okay. So yeah, these DNA capsules will just be used for research initially, but they later on, once we unlock some more stuff, they can be useful for unlocking additional building materials and cosmetic options, things like that. I don't have any hatcher remains. I have a few stingers.
The remains researched belong to an organism with 8 jointed legs, similar to the legs of arachnids but with non-standard distribution and function. Because its attacks focus on stabbing prey with the ends of their legs, which resemble insectoid stingers, they have been dubbed stingers. Stinger remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
All right. Crash sites. Yeah, I don't have anything related to that yet. Let's research that Mercer sphere I found.
Mercer sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of massage 2, AB, in the local Mercer sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific.
Witness our scripture, witness our windows. Have you come to defile our shrine? Sing us a song.
Arguing the existence of intelligent
Jesus.
alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable.
Interesting. It is unclear to me if that represents Ada saying those things, getting influenced by the Mercer sphere, or if that's just my character perceiving those things, as in telepathically, like a hallucination or something.
Summersloop analysis completed. Summersloops are somewhere between battery and conduit, harvesting energy from pockets of space with complete disregard for the rules of the space-time continuum, and distributing it into its connected ecosystem. This energy,
Let the effigies harvest until the waves reach our shores. Consume.
similarities to the hypothetical force of dark energy to potentially be one and the same. It can now be tracked by the object scanner.
Wow, lots of upgrades hiding down here. And I'm sure I'll be hearing more visions or messages as I get further in this tree. Oh, I know what this is, and I am very excited for it. I think it'll take a little bit to get there, though.
The metal has been named Caterium after Fixit's greatest CEO Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
Okay, need to gather more ore to unlock the ingots, ingots to unlock quick wire, and then quick wire for other things. Okay.
This fruit, dubbed the paleberry due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Well, glad to hear that, considering I ate one of those immediately upon landing.
This fruit, dubbed the barrel nut after its distinctive color, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Haven't found any of these yet. I think they redid the model for these. They used to look different. Alright, power slugs. Let's take a look.
This semi-slug, now dubbed power slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
Okay, scanning for slugs. And processing yellow slugs, which I'll need some more advanced materials for. Okay, and then overclocking. So I definitely want to unlock overclocking before I start on building a factory. So let's turn both of these slugs into shards. And at least use one of those.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
So yeah, Ada put it pretty well there. You can insert those into machines to adjust their production rate. Here, I'll give you a quick example. This is currently running pretty far behind the production rate of that smelter that's behind it. But I can insert a power shard into it and increase its production rate by 50% up to 150. So as you can see, it's now ingesting 22.5 iron ingots, outputting 22.5 iron rods. So not quite up to the 30 that this is outputting, but a bit better match. But yeah, that will significantly increase the power draw of the machine. In fact, we can probably see that. Yep, you can see right where I cranked it up. And now my theoretical max is running just below my max production. All right. I still have a couple of things to research that I've been gathering this whole time. Quartz.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
All right. So yeah, for the start, a lot of this research is just unlocking scannables and unlocking the starts of trees. but we'll get to some more interesting stuff before too long. I'm especially excited for the alien technology, since that's something that we couldn't interact with at all before 1.0, and it seems like there's a lot of interesting applications for that. Alright, what else was I doing? Let's at least select a new tier. And milestone. Unlocks the assembler. You are doable. You are doable. And I do really want that chainsaw. More inventory slots. How many equipment slots do I have? 2. Okay, well, that's not great, but that's okay. And I don't suppose anything else is going to give me equipment slots. That will probably come mostly from the MAM at this point, but we'll see. Alright, let's target this one. You can always switch your active milestone, by the way, is by just going back here. In fact, I think you can commit resources to one and then switch it out and commit resources to another. No need to worry about it. I've got a little bit of biomass on me, so let's dump wood in there. 1 piece. And leaves in there. Is there a quick reference for sorting? I don't think so. That's fine. Okay. I might as well process these alien bits I'm carrying around into protein. And then see if there's something I can research with that.
Research completed. Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for fix-it coupons at the Awesome Sync. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet.
Okay. That's a long way out, but this is relatively close. That's a ways out as well. Okay. And yeah, that's a new hand slot, which is what I was hoping to find eventually. Okay. Really gonna have to start ramping up production here very, very soon. Unknown chemical element. I think I know what that is. Maybe I don't, but I thought I did. And that. Okay. Well, let's get that chainsaw figured out. So I need 500 screws, which require rods, and cable, which requires wire. Okay. All right. Don't think I need all of that. Let's take some stacks. Yeah, I should mention, so if you hold shift and click, you'll take a single stack of whatever you're clicking on. So shift click, pop the other stack out into my inventory immediately. If you hold control and click, you'll dump literally all of that type of resource into the other inventory, whichever direction you're moving. So control click here, pull everything out. Okay. I assume I have concrete? Yes, I do. Alright, and 500 screws. Here we go. Okay, well, yeah, that took a hot bit. Definitely need to start automating this. But until then, I guess I'll move on to cable. Alright. That should be that milestone.
Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note: will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct, automate, explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated fun, fun, fun.
All right. Well, let's look at constructing that chainsaw. What is that? Reinforced iron plate 5. 160 screws, 15 cable. There's gotta be a way to add this to your oh yeah, right mouse button, add to to-do list. There we go. So now I can see exactly what I need to make that. All right. There comes the freighter. Can make this. And might as well get that equipped, and I can just hit 3. Oh, of course it's gonna put it there. Oh. Well, okay, so if I switch to this and then hit 3, it'll replace my hand slot. Okay. Now, yes, this has modes now in 1.0, so you can switch it to an area mode, which will chop down a whole bunch of stuff all around you whenever you complete the animation, and then a single target mode, where you can chop down like a specific tree. And I will need fuel for it. Can it just burn biomass directly? Or do I need to... Let's take some of this. Maybe like... Yeah, sure. No. Okay, I need to process it into solid biofuel before it can use it. There it goes. Now you can see it's got power. Alright, switch off of that before it starts bugging me. Okay, so now... I guess I'll first select a milestone, because why not? Part assembly, jump pads, a resource sink, cool, yeah. Including the customizer. And logistics mark 2. I do feel like I need to set up some automation before I start tackling a lot of these. I guess I'll target this because I think it looks easy. In fact, I've got enough rods for it at least, and enough plates. But really, we should start looking at building a proper factory at this point. So, I see no reason not to build it right here. I feel like this area, this wash, is better used as a road. But maybe I can sort of build the factory up over that and leave a tunnel underneath. Something like that. What do I have in terms of foundations? I do have ramps, at least, so that's something. Okay. Well, I guess... let me start by placing one. Okay, so one thing that I should mention before I even place my first foundation is that there's something called a world grid. So if I hold control, you'll see that this aligns to specific offsets within the world. And that means that it's snapping to the world grid when you hold control. The purpose of this, and the reason why I would recommend using it, is that if you have multiple factories that are disconnected, but both aligned to the world grid, if you eventually join those together, perhaps by building a road or some such, you are guaranteed that they will roughly align with one another. As in, you might have to go another foundation up or down or left or right, but you won't be in a position where, for example, if I just build randomly and then I build another one randomly, you'll see how these just do not align fundamentally. Like there's no way to join these up cleanly. But after I delete these, if I were to instead align two disparate foundations to the world grid and then try to connect between them, there will always be some multiple of foundations that can allow these to join. And you'll see that that doesn't look quite right, but I do have a 1 meter foundation, which I can use to align these. So it's not as though they'll, like every 4 meter foundation exactly fits into a particular block, but you can always get them to align via some combination of normal foundation parts. Now, there is an exception to this, and that is... and hey, maybe it's something that they've adjusted in 1.0, because I always thought it was a bit weird. If you use a 1 meter foundation aligned to the world grid, I have had weird alignment issues in the past. You're not guaranteed to have them, but like in this case it seems fine. So maybe this is even something they fixed. But I think it has been possible historically to have the 1 meter foundations behave unusually with the world grid, where it won't quite snap at offsets that line up cleanly. And hey, maybe that's fixed. I can't seem to force it to happen, so maybe just ignore me. I guess find an authoritative source for that, and unless you hear otherwise, just use 4 meters to align to the world grid, and you're definitely always going to be safe. Alright, with all that done, let's actually start building something. So I'm going to hold control to align to the world grid, and then I'm going to tap R. Well, it's a different button for me, but it'll be R for you, and that will change between build modes. So default is just click and it places something. Zoop is click and drag horizontally, and it will place up to 10 of that thing. So as you can see, that is great for building out like a factory floor, for example, or a bridge or some such. And then the last is vertical, where you can click and drag vertically, and it will place up to 10. So, very straightforward. But yeah, zooping and vertical zooping are very, very useful. Okay. Got the autosave. So let's try building something out here. So I am going to hold E, and that brings up a little menu where you can select between all variants of a foundation. So for example, I could use like 2-meter foundations to actually build out the floor of the factory, and I think I'll do that. I don't think there's a good reason to use full 4 meters for that. Snap it on there, and drag. Okay, now I'm running out of materials. Let's get rid of these. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. Let's get rid of these 4 meters. Don't need those anymore. Okay, let's go pick up some more concrete that's been, hopefully, being produced this entire time. Alright, nice. Now, I am gonna try in this not to build too many floating platforms. When you're building in this game, especially if you're just trying to get something done quickly, it can be really easy to just kind of build lots of floating structures and bridges and roads and stuff that just, you know, hangs out in the sky above the map. I really like for things to look a bit more physically plausible than that. Let's go to a 2 meter on that by pressing E. And I'll zoop it out. And you can see with something like a ramp, the horizontal zoop mode acts a little bit differently. So, you know, side to side, it stretches out like this, as you would sort of expect. And then front to back, it actually follows the angle, the incline of the ramp, which is very, very useful. Alright, and let's go ahead and use some 4 meters to fill in under here. Again, just so that things look a little bit more visually plausible, at least eventually. I do not need a full 4 meter for that. Okay. Yeah, so I think I am going to continue building out this platform for a bit. And I probably won't really focus on the ramps or the aesthetics of it much until we tear down this original half-assed starting factory down here and start actually moving it onto the platform, and then I'll have some space to you know, build off the sides without clipping through power poles and all kinds of stuff like that. Alright, let me just start zooping. Okay, well, unfortunately, we're running low on concrete. So this awkward floating platform is going to persist for a little bit. But I can at least start to think about planning this out. So we do have a lot of iron nodes around, all impure, but quite a lot of them. 2 over there, and I think we've got 3 over there. 5 total, all impure. Now, once we have more power slugs available, we can also start thinking about overclocking miners, because that's probably going to be the best bang for the buck we can get in terms of overclocking early on, especially starting somewhere like this with so many impure nodes. By overclocking the miners, you can increase the rate of output of your base resources and sort of, thus have more available to produce for your entire factory. But for now, let's start to think about planning this out. Wow, it is so dark under this platform. So I am going to save really quick and be right back. That's going to be the end of today's episode. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.